right, so we're going to do a variation of the Paloff exercise where we had a band attached to the wall and we're standing sideways to it. We're doing some rotation and anti-rotation in that exercise. But with that, we had even weight on our feet and we're using both arms. This is taking it up a notch where now we're working one side at a time. A couple of elements to think about here as we're doing this exercise. Whatever hand I have the resistance band in, I'm going to have my weight on the opposite leg, so it's always opposite arm and leg. Core is engaged, pelvis is staying nice and level. I'm not letting that hip dip and sink into that standing hip, staying nice and level. Ideally, my back toe is going to be spiked on the ground, but if for balance sake you need some more contact, you can have the ball of your foot. You can even have more of a flat foot, but still always thinking more weight in that working leg, the opposite leg of where we're holding our resistance. So first, let's talk about the anti-rotation version of this. I'm going to show you on the side so you can see what this arm is doing really nicely. So I'm going to stand on my right leg because the resistance band is in my left hand. I have my back toe spiked. I'm starting with just enough resistance on the band that I don't have any slack on it, and core is engaged. What I'm going to do is draw this elbow back in toward my side, just like so. I want to make sure that this elbow just comes in line with my torso. I'm not extending that past me because that can put a lot of stress on the front of my shoulder joint. So I'm starting far out in front and pulling in just so that my elbow is at my side, and then controlling coming forward. What's happening here as I'm pulling towards me, it's making my body want to twist, but I'm having to keep everything really nice and stable as I do that and not allow rotation to happen. So that's part one as the anti-rotation part of this exercise. Moving on to part two, we're going to incorporate rotation, but learning how to control it. So with this, I'm going to start same exact setup, standing on my opposite leg, spiking my back toe, engaging my core, but I'm going to rotate through my waist to let that hand come closer to the wall. Notice that again, my hips are staying square. I'm not letting everything rotate with me. So I'm rotating, extending that shoulder towards the wall, and then I'm rotating the other direction, still bringing this elbow into my side and continuing rotation through my spine, going that direction. So my hips are always square to the wall in front of me. This arm motion is no different than the anti-rotation version. It's just that I'm now rotating through my spine so that I get more of a reach this way. And as I pull in here, I'm rotating through my spine to get some movement this way. So again, that full motion is going to look like this, keeping my hips nice and square. I'm going to rotate that direction and back this way, and I'm just controlling that in each direction. So that is the more advanced version of the Paloff exercise that you may have already tried.